I'll have to hit mute too because I have no idea where it's at.
Well, have you gone live yet? Don't.
I already did.
Okay.
I already did.
Okay, I'm sorry. Well, I was gonna show you a way that you can mute it before you go live, but it's okay.
Let's see if it'll pop up.
Okay.
I have to find myself now.
Okay. I muted mine.
Did you? I'm such a rookie at this.
No, it's good. It's fun to learn. It's totally fun to learn. I love it.
There we go. All right. I muted
it.
That would be good.
All right. Harry and Anfisa.
Hello. Random going live.
Very random. Like seriously random. Shay, what I did learn is Shay will do whatever you tell her to. So.
Oh yeah. I'm easy to influence.
Mm-hmm. Totally.
What's up, y'all?
So, like, I have my lights to take little pictures of jewelry out and everything.
Yeah, I have my box over here. So
we were just gonna list together, and we started just chatting about toys. I'm like, you should go live. This is interesting, like, because I don't know toys, and I'm just like, I don't know. You said something that kind of shocked me. So I'm once some people get in here, we can kind of talk about that. I thought so. I said, go live, Shay, and she goes, okay.
Sure, okay.
Yeah.
I had like Mike texting me because why'd you go live?
Oh no, you didn't even tell him?
He's fine. No, he's fine. They're down there playing. He's playing video games. He's fine.
Okay. All right. See, I knew somebody needed something to watch.
Yeah.
Tracy, are you going to ask her questions? Not like the questions I asked you, Harry. I'm sorry. I like. I don't know. I at one point went on with Harry. And he had to take it down. I'll behave. I know how to behave. I just late at night choose not to.
What did you ask him that was so bad that had to be?
Do you really want this on your channel? I don't think so. I'll tell you behind the scenes. Cheers, by the way. I mean, maybe another time,
Yes.
But, yeah, it had to do with like bleaching questions.
Oh.
What parts of your body you've maybe looked at in the mirror and stuff, but
all right.
Yeah. It was fun for me. I think he had a ton of fun as well, but
naughty, yeah.
Did we sound okay, everyone? Like,
it sound good?
Is our volume even?
I have like this giant microphone that's the size of my head.
Hey Shay, do you want to talk?
Hey Tracy.
Hey, how you doing?
We're just gonna talk like this to each other all day.
Yes, we are. Hey Harry. Hello, Carol. Dark County Picker is here. Melanie.
Oh Lord.
I don't know. I need to pull up the YouTube chat. Hold on. I need it. I read it better. I don't know. I'm so accustomed to the way I do things that it's hard for me to change. So I have to. I don't know.
What's different from what you normally do?
I pop out the YouTube chat. Of course, I have my camera and my light right here, so I can't even see it. But I pop it out because it's just easier for me to read because I have dark mode on, so it's white text on dark. I don't know. I'm just weird that way.
It's not weird. You're particular.
Yeah, that's it. You two together are awesome. Yeah, we're really awesome. This is amazing. Good job, Shay.
This is the first time we've done this.
I know we've really never talked even behind scenes other than messages. And I don't know, it was really nice. She reached out, she goes, "You want to work?" And I was like, yeah, but I don't really want to work is the problem. So
no motivation.
I'm in a slump. I know when I get there, I spot it right off the bat. I'm like, yep, I'm down. I'm down. Like, I don't want to work. I don't want to do anything. And it's usually has to do with, I don't have great stuff to list. That's usually what
that's usually what happens. Like you look around like, I don't feel like doing any of this.
Yeah, I mean,
and then you go sourcing, and then that's how you end up with a death pile. And
yeah, well, my last sourcing trip wasn't that successful. So, and you come home and you list the good stuff right away. So the next day, it's like, and I don't have a death pile. I mean, I do, but I don't. I could list my death pile in a day easily if I chose to.
That'd be nice.
Well, I like it that way. Yeah, I don't ever really want to be that person that has a death pile. I don't think I can.
I'm that person with a death file.
How big?
I have like
Yeah.
5 bins of death pile stuff. It's bad.
Well, like 5, just those regular bins.
Yeah, the regular bins. Yeah.
That's not really that bad
I
though.
know
Because yours are small.
if I hunkered down and actually
Mhm.
sat down and made myself do it, I could do it. But I
Yeah,
don't
I
have
mean,
motivation to do it. It's just so meh.
well, because it's probably not your best stuff, right? I
No,
mean,
and that's also like I've tried to branch out and grab other things other than toys, and so like I don't know what's good. And then
like
this is,
what? What do you branch out into?
um, I try to get into like clothing, like vintage clothing. So it's like t-shirts with the single stitch, and just trying to
Mhm.
figure that kind of stuff out, or electronic
I
kind of
don't know.
stuff.
Okay, that market right there baffles
Mhm.
me
Why?
because I have like 50 listed.
Mm.
Okay, I probably have 25 listed. Let's be
Mhm.
real. I mean, I'm really not one of those person that tries to sound better than I am. I have about 25 listed probably, or I've listed 25 in the past, year, of single stitch destination type,
Mhm.
shirts. And, I see these people selling them and I can't even get $25 for them, so
Mhm.
it's such a joke to me. But I
Yeah.
realize you still have to have the right shirts, but
Yeah.
I
I
don't.
I don't know. I have a handful of those. I mean, I sold a couple of them. It's nothing crazy. I've
Mhm.
done better with like vintage sweatshirts, like
Ooh.
Winnie the Pooh kind of
Oh
sweatshirts.
my god, I have sold several,
Yeah,
like, in
I
the
don't
past few weeks of Disney World, like, character
Mhm.
sweatshirts, the vintage one, and that I'll take that over T-shirts any day unless it's a concert shirt that's killer.
Yeah.
But I agree, and then, like, of course, the Champion reverse weave, I sold one recently for $350, like, within,
Nice.
like, 5 I don't remember how quick, it was, like, an hour or 2 or something,
Mhm.
I was like, "Oh, did I undersell that?"
Yeah, I hate that. I
Probably.
hate that when you hear
But
that
that's
ding.
okay. If you pay $5 and get 350, let someone else make money then. If I don't know the market, I don't know the market, and that's on
Oh,
me.
350 is
I
350 is
know.
pretty
I'm like, I
good.
I think I priced it right, but, you never know. You
Oh,
never
yeah.
know. Yeah. But so what else? What other things do you venture into?
Um, I'm trying to think of like the kind of stuff that I get into. I try to get into like the older, like vintage holiday decor. So I have a lot of that kind of floating around, or I have what else do I have? I have like a whole box full of like just random things. I don't even know. I think
So
it was
holiday decor, like Christmas?
well, it's Halloween at first, and then
Mhm.
what I learned with that is like everybody liked the windsock kind of things. Like, like the things that lit up and like they jiggled. And
Yeah,
yeah,
especially like the Jimmy brand. I know some people say Gimme, but I call
I
it
say
Jimmy.
gimme.
Okay.
Anything that I've listed that's gimme, it automatically sells.
Yeah.
I don't hold
Even
on to it
sometimes
very long.
broken,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, I mean, and it's not holiday decor, but today I sold, Veggie Tales, like that, the animated singing
Yeah.
Larry the cucumber,
Yeah. Anything Veggie Tales sells too. That's like
Where is my hairbrush?" That's what he sang. I know, it was cute. Well, I mean, when my kids were little, they were so into the VeggieTales because I, like, homeschooled with a Christian curriculum back then, and so we were into all that kind of stuff.
that's awesome.
Things have changed. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, but Veggie Tales usually sells for me.
Yeah.
I don't know. I try to I guess it's also Mike is into like so I was talking about how I got into toys because I
Mhm.
didn't do it before. And so I
Yeah,
just
that's okay, that's what I was shocked about when I'm asking
yeah,
I'm trying to learn the market, and I figured Shay's really good to kinda teach me some of the stuff, and she goes, "Well, I didn't know it when I started," and I go, "What? We have to go live." Like, that's crazy. I mean, this is a good story, so go ahead. I'm sorry I had to, like.
no, you're fine. No, it's more or less like so Mike, he was into like Star Wars and Legos. Like he's always been into that kind of stuff. So I kind of had an idea like, okay, Legos obviously is like gold. It's going to sell. And Star Wars, anything Star Wars is going to sell. But when I technically started back in February and my dad and I got into it together and
That was
he kind
cool
of,
to see your dad. That was really cool to listen
yeah,
to you tell this story the other day.
my parents are young. So I kind of grew up with my parents. So I party with my parents.
Right, right. That's cool.
But yeah, so we both started back in February at around the same time, and toys just kind of seemed natural, and I kind of like, well, I know a little bit about toys,
Mhm.
but I didn't know what I know now, and so, but yeah, so I'm trying to think of like all the things like I was watching everybody on YouTube, and everybody was into shoes and this and that, and like shoes baffle me too. I don't understand it, Like I didn't know what Hoka's or Brooks were until a couple months ago. I'm like, what are these? Or On Cloud, I just learned about a couple weeks ago. So,
Right. That's funny because shoes, like I got into shoes, but I didn't get into selling sneakers till like the past year, really,
yeah.
because I didn't understand what, sneakers, but that's the beauty of it. You can learn any market
Mhm.
on eBay. It's like you just have to look it up. It's not rocket science. So it's
Yeah.
funny when people act like they have all this knowledge. It's like we are all doing this the exact same way. We're learning as we go. You learn a market, you move on to another market to learn, and it's like it's easy, really,
Yeah.
if you think about it.
Well, and with toys, the thing is now it's everything that I grew up with is considered vintage.
I
and
know.
it's the cool stuff that everybody's into. So
Yeah.
like Rugrats,
And
anything.
you're like millennials younger than me, so it's your childhood stuff that's hot. My childhood stuff is hot in a different way.
I
But
don't know
I
about
don't
that.
know. I don't know your age of toys from you growing up that are hot right now because it kind of missed. Like it's not my kids' age either exactly. Like some
Hmm.
of it is, but it's like it's that weird time where I wasn't looking at toys in stores.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, and even with my own kids now, like I have to ask, like I'll have to ask my daughter, like what a toy is. I'm like, who is this? And
Mhm.
so she automatically knows, and so I'm able to learn that way. But no, like
Can you
anything that was,
imagine doing this though without Google Lens now that you've used it like
I
that?
no, that's a huge game changer because once I finally learned about that, because I was watching all these YouTube videos, I'm like, what are they using to look up these items? Like I see them use their phone. I'm like, what is that? So I actually had to go figure that out on my own too. I'm like, I don't know what this is.
Well, and I didn't realize it. I did a video a long time ago. I mean, I haven't made videos in a long time, but I did a video on how to look up action figures because I'd gotten some and I thought, oh, I should just make a video on how I look this up. And
Mm-hmm.
so many people commented to me that they'd never heard of it or anything. So thank you. And it changed everything. I still get messages on that video sometimes. And even some that are going, you're a moron. This isn't like a reverse image search because I didn't know what I was saying. I was like, it's kind of like a reverse image search almost. He's like, you're an idiot. I'm like, okay, but still, Google Lens is awesome.
No, it is.
Yeah.
It's awesome. I mean, and it's also helps me learn the proper names for things. I
Yeah.
think that's the other thing too. But action figures, that's a whole other world that like I had to learn. And in Google Lens has helped me learn different genres and Marvel characters and everything else.
Yeah.
Um, but I don't know.
I use it every day. I mean,
Yeah. Oh
there's
yeah.
hardly a day that goes by. Like the other day, I was at Salvation Army and there was this really elaborate picture, and I'm like, I need to know what that is. And so I Google Lens it, and it brings up a cherished listing for $199.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it didn't have I don't know if it's worth that or not, but it told me that for $3.99 plus it was half off that day. And I was like, I can risk that money.
Yeah.
Like it'll sell for something because it pulled it right up. Otherwise, I'd be searching forever because I'm struggling to find any info on it other than
Mm-hmm.
that. So it can really help you quickly in a pinch in a thrift shop too, I think.
Oh yeah, and then of course I I get pissed off when my phone doesn't have service and I can't figure out what something is. I start freaking out like, hey, I need to go figure this out. I need to
Yeah,
figure out
well,
if
have you
it's
ever
worth
done
it.
this? Because I have, like, I'll take a picture because sometimes when you don't really have service in a store, you can
Mm-hmm.
still message people, but
Yeah.
you just don't get service in eBay or
Yep.
So I'm like, hey, send a picture to somebody, "Hey, I am sorry. Can you just
Can you
look
look
this
this
up
up
for
for
me
me?
real quick?" I
Yep.
mean,
I've
you can
done
do
that.
what you
I'll have to or like for some reason my text message won't go through and I'll have to send it through Messenger. Like, hey,
Mhm.
can you look this up real quick for me?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's the same thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a game changer. It's been crazy.
Yeah, cool.
But I feel like you
Carol, do
taught a
you
lot.
really get Carol, I don't feel like I get that many returns on shoes. That kinda sucks. I mean, I get some here and there, but not much.
I haven't
Oh,
had.
speaking of shoes, these
Mhm.
aren't the most brilliant of the ones, but like these vintage Florsheim. Have
Oh
you ever
wow,
seen these?
those look fancy.
They're imperial
Wow.
long wingtips. Now they're not in the best shape,
Mhm.
but here's something to look for. You see how the leather on the top here
Mhm.
is rippled rather than it's not creased, it's rippled.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can really tell. You see
No,
that?
I can tell it. It
Yeah,
has
like
a wave
there's
to
no
it.
breakage or
Mhm.
cracking like it would happen normally. That is a sign that this is shell cordovan, which is highly sought after. And these specific shoes are very sought after on eBay. They're vintage Imperials. And the shell cordovan, this leather is a horse's ass, basically. They only
A nice
take
ass.
like they take the leather from the rump, just these circulars around the rump, and that's what's used for these shoes. And they don't
Wow.
crack and crease the same, so they last a lifetime if you take care of them. Now, mine kind of suck because the stitching on the bottom is starting to wear through. So, one day they're going to have to be resold, but still people
buy that.
Some go for 300. These don't have what's called, I'm sorry, I know you didn't ask for a
No,
lesson, but
you're teaching me something, so I'm happy.
if you look at the heel and if there's like a V-shaped metal thing on here, I just sold to a couple months ago that had that. It's called a V cleat. They're really valuable. And if they have the nails where you can see the nails here, which these don't, it makes them, $200 to $300 shoes. These will probably be 75 to 90, but always look for those.
Those shoes made out of Tommy.
Hi, Kevin. A horse's ass. Yes.
A horse's ass, yes.
This is one of the things I love, though, about like meeting people on YouTube. Like you and I just met in chats and messaged a few times, and you spark a friendship, and then you can learn from each other. And that's my favorite part of all of this, is that you don't have to like know everything, because if you just listen to enough people, you'll have a good idea of, like Kevin's selling these VHS that I still don't understand why there's a market for them. I will never understand it. I don't care.
Understand it either, but like he's teaching me what to look for as far as like the factory like watermarks and like the little seals on the bottom of them and those kind of things. He also taught me about like actually looking up Tupperware and like the actual number on the Tupperware or those
and I love that about the Tupperware, because not everybody's going to buy it because it's not all valuable. But I still pick up those pickle keepers, and because my mom she sold Tupperware when I was really young, and so it's like it sparks an emotion in me that I'm like, I have to save it. If it's in really good shape, I have to save it. It's so fun. But yeah, sometimes you're selling it for $9, $12, and it kind of sucks. And you're like, what is wrong with me?
It's the nostalgia part of it. I mean,
right?
It's even like the what else? It's
John.
The igloo, like the little igloo.
Yeah, the little, what's it called?
What's it called? Why am I going blank?
Coolers.
The cooler.
Yeah,
but it's the same thing. Like I have memories of going out during the summertime and going camping, and like that's the kind of stuff. Like it's more or less a lot of times it's the memories.
See, my memories are the metal Colemans. Different memories, see? But I am like, what, 20 something years older than you, right?
I don't think. Okay, how old do you think I am?
I don't know. Like, okay, let me think.
I don't think I'm as young as what you think.
Okay, I'm gonna say I'm really bad, because now I'm probably gonna like add 5 years to your age. I don't like offending people. I'm gonna say 28, 29.
Bless you.
Okay.
Bless you. So I'm 35.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not as young as what you think I am. Huh?
Okay. Do you know how old I am?
So
she's gonna stop talking to me now. She's gonna be like, I just can't have a friend that old. I'm 49.
I would say you're 44.
I'm 49.
49. See, you look great for 49.
Oh, I mean, it's, there's more to it than looking good, though. You just got to be a good person.
Picnic basket is the best. Yellow, pink and yellow.
Hi, Carter.
Hello. Everybody's hopping in.
Our
random chat.
I don't even know that one. The picnic basket, pink and yellow.
It's like a pink and yellow. Yeah, I'll have to look that up.
That's cool.
But yeah.
Yeah, so I thought it was so interesting, though, that you didn't know toys, because I just thought you'd been collecting, and that's why you chose toys. I mean, your first sourcing trip, did you know you were going to go out for toys, or did you just...
No, I just kind of like... See, I know some about clothes. I tried doing Poshmark and all that. It just wasn't my thing. I did okay. But it just wasn't my... And like I said, like growing up, like late 80s, 90s, like that's the thing that's cool now. Like even when it comes to fashion too, it's the same thing. But I knew about Ninja Turtles, I knew about Care Bears, I knew about Rainbow Bright, and just going off of what I knew about that, and then like realizing that it was a bigger audience of like anybody who watched Nickelodeon. So you have Rugrats and Rocko's Modern Life and just stuff like that, or anything Disney. And I just kind of I've been learning, and it's a constant learning experience for me. And now that I've gone into my doing my videos and like going into the shorts, which everybody keeps is surprised that I'm just sticking to shorts right now, but I'm trying to.
I have a lot to ask you about this. I mean, I'm super
I know
curious.
you did. You were like you're wondering about it, but
Well, and I don't want it to come off wrong at all, because I think everyone should do what makes them happy. It doesn't like
yeah, and I know
if you
people get worried about me being pigeonholing myself.
well,
Like,
that's
doing
what I was
stuff in that.
curious about the most is that what you plan on always doing with the channel, or do you at some point plan on just taking it abruptly another direction?
I'm good at pivoting. I will say that, but
Yeah, but is YouTube good at pivoting?
yeah,
Absolutely
that's
not.
the thing. I was trying to do the longer formatted videos, and with that, like, okay, Mike helps me with editing because he's a videographer, and he's very particular. So he's has to have it a certain way, and I felt bad putting that on him because he does his normal job to begin with.
Oh yeah.
And so, but I was trying to learn it myself, and he'd always get frustrated and like, just let me do it.
Oh, but you can do bits and pieces, and he can come in and clean it up, and then after time, you'll learn. I mean, if he's patient enough with you to actually sit with you and show you why he's doing what he's doing.
Yeah.
You know.
And I know that there's also like apps out there that could do it on my phone. I could do it a whole lot simpler with
I don't know how people do it on their phone. I know so many do. It's crazy. Yeah, like I have a hard time with that. It's nuts, but power to the people that can.
Yeah, with shorts though, I don't know. I've been able to be more creative with it. I'll get an idea like, okay, I have this. I'm gonna go take it and talk about this one type of toy, and I try to compact
it. You can really do it on a whim too. You can just go, I'm gonna do it now. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's a lot easier. And now, like, since I joined TikTok like 2 weeks ago, like that's a whole other like thing too, because I never. Yeah, I felt like I was too old to get on TikTok, so I waited, and then the Nashville Flippers talked me into doing it. Like, oh, you'd be great over there. I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah, what you're doing is right for that platform. I mean, completely.
Yeah, well, and the growth that I've had on there already, I'm almost at 800 followers on there now.
That's awesome.
Which is insane to me. So, but yeah, I'm able to create something there. It'll automatically save my phone. I can go over to Instagram and YouTube all within like a 10-minute period and have everything up. Yeah, and it's working right now. And even like with YouTube, my longer formatted ones, they were getting views, but it wasn't anything crazy.
Yeah, but it's only because you don't have very many up. Girl, you've only been doing this for a very short amount of time. It takes like literally, how many long form do you have? Maybe 4?
I have ones that I also did from last year when I was doing like DIY projects. So like,
don't count those because that's a switch in your channel. So your channel already had to pivot. So that's like going to hold you back for you're over that now, but I mean that's already a holdback, really, right?
Yeah.
So if you pivot again, it's going to be like it's going to take a year to gradually work into whatever you plan on doing.
I still plan on doing regular videos just to make sure that I still have that flow in there. It's just, I don't know, the shorts just felt right, and my views on my shorts within the last just this past week, I'm getting 600, 800 kind of views on them, which my other ones weren't getting hardly anything on them.
Yeah, but I mean, I understand that views are what's you're striving for, but you know that views will come to the long form if you do that. It's the same. Like you've been putting all your efforts into the shorts, so they're getting views. But if you put the same effort into longs, it's going to happen also.
Yeah,
it's just going to take a little time.
I think, and also
and they pay better. They pay a lot better. So.
I don't doubt that at all. Yeah. I guess like also I've been trying to do a lot of the footwork and networking and talking to people and just the connecting part of it. That's what's also I think helping me a lot too. It's
Yeah.
just actually showing my face and people actually knowing who I am. And
Yeah. But that's just a small group of people. Like
yeah,
your reach, you want it to be bigger. You want it to be the people you never see in a chat. Like, you
yeah,
know, I mean, like Kevin, he's not making videos for us. He's making videos for a
I
larger
know.
group of people, you know. He's like, "Oh, I hope Shay likes this one."
No, like, yeah. No, it's for everybody else who's not resellers. And
Yeah.
but I guess like for me, my main focus, I keep trying to teach people. I mean, maybe they're not a reseller, but like maybe giving them a little bit of a tip on a certain kind of toy, or where it came from, or how long it's been around, just stuff
Yeah.
like
Like
that.
I watch your short. I don't watch shorts. Like I actually, they're not my jam. Like
You won't offend me if you don't watch my
no. I actually do watch some of yours because I want to learn the market of toys. Like
Yeah,
I want to know a little more, and it's easy to watch. But typically, I'm a long form. Yeah, I don't even watch a ton of pre-recorded. I like the interactions and stuff, you know. So,
yeah.
but I think you do a great job at the shorts. Yeah, I mean, there's no denying that. That's really
I,
good. But you have to realize also you're throwing lives out there, shorts and long form. Like YouTube doesn't know what to do with you at all yet.
I know. And then I'm gonna have to be one of those people. I'm gonna have to have like a live channel and my regular channel.
I
I have
know.
to go into that whole
But
bit.
you don't have to do it yet. I mean, you're so new.
No, no.
Like, give it a year of just trying everything. That's what, unless you need it to grow super fast, you know.
I'm
But
not. I've learned to have patience as I've
Mhm.
gotten older. It's not an instant thing, and you
Mhm.
have to earn it. It's
Mhm.
not. It's not gonna come easy.
Yeah.
But yeah, and I think with trying to get into my long format stuff, I think I have to. For some reason, I'm not as comfortable
Mhm.
as doing as my shorts. Like I'm very comfortable in doing that, and I think it's also. I don't know. I think I overthink it when it comes to my long
Yeah,
form.
I think that's easy to do. I think what I've learned from a lot of people that I've talked to is just film everything and then
Mm-hmm.
you'll have enough, you know, like just, and I'm not that kind of person that whips out a camera for anything. I'm not a person that takes selfies. I'm not you know, so I totally get it. It's hard to think that way. But, you know, like even StreamYard, I think it's StreamYard. I don't know, whatever. Tommy, oh, maybe it was VMAX. Anyway, we can actually stream to my channel and his channel at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, "Why don't you try it?" And then he was like, "Why didn't you do that?" And I'm like, "I don't really want that on my channel. Like, that's not what I intend. I'm letting my channel sit there till I'm ready to direct it where I want it to go. I don't want to throw stuff at it that I'm not going to be doing in the future. You know, like
Mm-hmm.
it's reset now. Like it's sat long enough that it's totally reset and ready to start fresh. So I'm like, I'm not going to just start throwing stuff at it that makes no sense for my future thoughts on it, you know?
Yeah, and I know that you had mentioned something about like you want to do like travel stuff and those kind of
And
things.
I probably won't do the travel. Like my goal, I'm hoping after I can get my life situated towards, you know, middle to end of next year, I
Mhm.
should be able to start everything I want to start. I want a travel channel where I show locations and hikes and, you know, beautiful scenery. But I also would like a channel that shows something on the reselling side. I just can't decide. It's going to have to be either thrift shops or yard sales or estate sales or
Mhm.
something. You know, I can't just do it all. I feel like I have to kind of pick one or two of those things and stick with that all around the country. You know, what's it
Yeah,
like to thrift in, I don't know, Williamsburg, Virginia. I don't know, like
yeah,
wherever I am. So, and just kind of comparing the differences of those places. So I would never, the channel I've already started to build, I think I kind of just want it to stay the reseller side, you know, and
yeah.
then I have
And
the cook and also the cooking. If I'm going to be cooking in an RV alone, like other people need to know how to cook in an RV for themselves too. So
you're gonna do like
I may,
the van life kind of thing, like
right, yeah. I mean, I
yeah.
may not do that one. That's at the end of the list, but that'd be easy. You know, you're gonna have to cook anyway. I don't eat out much.
Like you're definitely more focused than I am, and I think that's the one thing that it's a it's a fault of mine, but I think it also can be a strength. But you're definitely more focused than I am.
No,
I'm
but if you go look at the channel I started, I was so clueless. Like I never made a good video, not one, not ever. But in my mind, I know how I want them to be now. So,
Mhm.
but I've had a lot of time to just sit back and go, why didn't I know? But I just didn't know because I didn't know there were people out there to teach that or to inform you how to do it. I really watch a lot. And that's thanks to Tommy. Like, I watch a lot of people that show why you have to niche down and show why you have to do things this way. You know, it's not just people going, oh, you should, because that's what the algorithm likes. No,
Mhm.
it's like it literally, there's specific reasons why things work and why they don't. And
Mhm.
then there's anomalies too, but um, I'm never fortunate in life to be an anomaly or anything. So
You never know. I don't know. I'm very much a jack of all trades. I am a master of none kind of thing.
yep.
That's just I've been that way my entire life. So I think with like
I
with
like
you,
life that way, though. I think that makes life fun for me, anyways. And
yeah, everybody's always wondering what the hell I'm going to get into next kind of thing.
you know
It's
how many
always like,
businesses I've started, girl. Like, oh, next, yeah,
like, oh, what are you up to now? Like, yeah, it's the same
yeah.
kind of thing with me. But
I
no,
know.
I don't know. Reselling is definitely something that's really stuck, and it, it excites me, and it excites me to figure out what the actual path is, and
Yeah,
um,
yeah. Well, John, thank you. Like, that's when I started the cooking channel. I don't have very many videos on there, maybe 10. I don't even know. I don't go look at my channels even. But that's when I started kind of realizing how things are supposed to be done. And I was working harder on doing things correctly. I still have a lot to learn, obviously, and I think you just learn as you go. But thank you. That makes me feel good. Uh-oh, her house is falling down. Hold on. No, just kidding. Hey, Matt. Hi, sarcastic storage snacker.
hello, everybody who's coming
You
in.
crack me up because you do what I do. After I've been sitting here long enough, I'm the one that's going like this on my feet too.
Readjust.
Crisscross applesauce.
I'm like switching legs. Yeah.
And you don't sit still either. Like, I think
No.
why because I can't. I don't know how to sit still. It drives me crazy. If I go back and watch a late night show with Tommy, like I'm like, I don't sit still. Like, he's all calm and still the whole time, and he's the one with ADD, and I'm all like, so
I went back and watched myself. I'm moving my chair. I'm like,
I can't stand watching myself, but it's who I am. I'm a wiggler.
wiggle, wiggle, wiggle.
Oh. Well, okay, so what I was asking you before we went live and totally stopped you, go, stop.
You're good.
Okay. Where is that limit of what you're going to list for toys? Now that you have a death pile.
No, I have a death pile. I think that's I hit that marker. Like, okay, I definitely
I'm asking her, I'm like, okay, so out of these things, like, I don't think they're worth much. Do I list this for $10 to $12? Do I even bother testing this? You know, like there has to be a line to be drawn. But the idea of smalls, because I want to travel, I'm going to have a home base as well that I can drop things off, and my son and family are going to do shipping for things I leave behind packaged. But I also want to ship from the road. So I need smalls, and I don't want to do just jewelry. So
yeah. No, toys is definitely a good one.
Hey, Dom. Hey, Tim. I'm sorry. We're totally ignoring the whole
I
chat.
know. Sorry, guys, we're ignoring the chat. Some hotties. Thank you.
Glock's here.
I mean, I would, when it comes to smalls, I would like Plush is easy to store.
I've done Plush for a long time. I mean, I'm pretty like, I also know that I hate Plush a lot of times. Like, I have to be really picky with Plush, and usually assume that I'm not going to get what the comp show. Like, because I tend to not. I don't know why people get like these huge numbers when I've sold Plush for, up to like $75, but I also know that you just can't grab every damn Plush out there because too.
I don't know. I've learned.
Hey,
that's
Holly.
another thing. I've learned a lot about Plush along the way too, because I didn't know anything about Plush when it started, and when
I didn't even know they were called Plush. Okay, I was like, Plush. It sounded like a sexual thing to me. I didn't know. I was like, they're stuffed animals.
I didn't know what a bolo was. I had to look it up. I was like, what the hell is a bolo? I had to like look up. Yeah, what does everybody keep talking about? It's like a foreign language to me. But yeah, when it came to plush, like the squishmallows were the thing. Like that was like all the craze when I started. It's like, okay,
Yeah, well,
cool.
I've got one and I still have it. I'm like, okay, I thought it was like this rare unicorn. It's a purple unicorn. Like, what? I looked at comps and I still can't sell it. Like, I'm going, well, who sold it for that? Because it's not working.
Yeah, I mean, there was so whenever I got into it, it was I think it was on our way down to I was driving down to Texas to see my family, so we stopped in like Tennessee, and we stopped at this one like off the wall thrift store, and I found there I think it was a black cat with a green stomach, so it had like a special Halloween one, and I bought it for like $1.50, and I think I ended up selling for 65 bucks. And I thought that was insane. That was like that blew my mind.
Yeah. Who's out there looking for all these plush? I don't get it. There's so many out there too.
Yeah. Well, then I've also heard like stories of like people who buy specifically just the tag from a plush. So like from like for a squishmallow and just to have it for that specific one, like $30 for a tag. Like what?
Okay, like I'm sorry, but there are times it's hard to put food on the table over here, and these people are spending money on that crap. Are you kidding?
No, it's just yeah.
Call.
But there was also like what was it? It was Max Goofy's son. It was like a plush that was like from I believe like the late 90s. So it's kind of like the Goofy movie kind of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, I'd never seen one. I was like, I'm gonna look this up because I've never seen.
Oh, him. Max! I know
Max, son.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. So I looked him up, and he sold for I believe he sold for like $70. Like just stuff like that. Like
I sold a Wile E. Coyote from the 70s. I don't know what I got, maybe 45 or something. But I'm the person that I undersell people. I'm really bad. That's why I have like the what's it called? Oh my gosh, when you don't like your listings go away after you've sold them. I can't think of the term. No, like they don't show up in comps. So I don't kill the market because that Wile E. Coyote someone else got 60 for. But when I spend $1 to $2 on something and somebody sends an offer, I want it out. I'm like, I would love to just have things never hit an inventory spot and just come in and go out. That'd be so great. Out of stock option. That's it. That's what it's called.
I'm not paying attention to the chat. I'm being so bad tonight.
Okay, let's talk to the chat.
No, I'm being so bad right now. I'm totally bad.
I'm talking more. You talk to the chat.
So, I'm surprised that there's people popping in here.
I know. How many are in here? I don't even know.
There's 15 right now. So
wow, that's pretty good
for a random one. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Hope we get to your guys' level sometime. That'd be great.
Well, I think it's just hard on a Friday night, and it wasn't planned. So
no, I want to be like y'all when I grow up.
Oh God, don't grow up, and that's the key. We're nothing. We we're the least successful out of everyone that started at the same time as us. You have to realize, but we knew that like. The growth is hard certain ways you do YouTube. And for us, it's very hard. Like in the beginning, we discussed splitting it between our channels. And I was like, no, first of all, I don't want this shit on my channel.
You're like, I have plans.
Right?
It's not cool.
Yeah. And when I started YouTube, I started it with intentions on changing it later in life. Like I knew what my plans were, in the future. And so it was just for me to kind of learn the YouTube thing. And that's why it was easy for me to kind of give up for a little bit. But I don't know, like our growth is so slow that, and it's because of the live streams, it's really hard. But I think Tommy's right. I think live streams are going to be a bigger and bigger thing of the future. I just do. I think people crave it. And if you look at like podcasts out there on YouTube, the good ones, not us, but the good ones, it's like they get, if H3 gets 40, they had 40,000 people watching their live stream today. And I think they're terrible. Like I can't stand the show. I mean, nothing against them. I think they're good people. I get bored and I leave. Like I get bored easy in life. Like I get very bored. So I just don't stick around when I'm bored. I'm like, okay, that was a good 10 minutes. Bye. But they grew it somehow, so I know it can be done, but we don't put time into that really.
I mean, See, I guess I'm newer to even just being on YouTube in general and like following everybody. But like, I know that y'all have like you guys have gained like followers within the last I don't know a couple months.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean, it doesn't grow fast. I mean, it's not growing fast. Let's just be honest, but it's okay. We always did it for fun anyway,
yeah,
Yeah. And with the knowledge that we weren't expecting much, it was just something to do on this side. Aw. That's cool. Yeah. I think so, Paul. Like, and I'm not that way with people in the reselling space because I like the company of someone similar to me while I'm working. Even if I'm not working on eBay, I like Paul's live. I was cooking for a client today and listening to Paul. I still enjoy it because I don't know, they just feel like you said earlier, coworkers.
Yeah. And I guess even doing these lives now, I think I'm trying to figure out, okay, well, do I keep it like reseller talk? Do I keep it like, or I was talking about eating cookies the other night. Do I talk about that kind of stuff? Like, do I keep it real or do I just talk about certain, like, that's another thing that I worry about.
Well, if you're going to be live for a long time, it's impossible to talk about only
Yeah.
reselling. And I don't think anybody wants to only hear about reselling. I think people want to know who you are. And if you talk only reselling, how are they going to get to know who you really are? Because first of all, reselling talk, like how much can you talk about? It's talked about all day long in all these other channels, So what are you going to bring to the table? And like, are you gonna have a shipping topic for an hour? Like, there's really not that much to talk about, I mean, are you gonna niche it down? I don't know.
Unless you're yelling at Jake for boxing up a pair of shoes,
Right? I mean, someone like Dom, like look at Dom, he does lives and he pretty much talks about reselling the whole time, but he does throw his personality in there really nicely.
Well, Dom does an awesome job at what he does.
John is so good at it.
Yeah.
He's like a born teacher, though. Same with Kevin.
I say Kevin's the same way. It's just that it's their personality comes out, and I think that's where I've always been scared of people like knowing who I am because I have been told that I'm too much sometimes.
Oh,
so
perfect.
Yeah, no, I've been told that like I'm just not everybody's cup of tea. Or
nobody is everybody's cup of tea. Like,
Yeah.
you know how many haters I have out there? A lot. Like, I have people that have messed with my eBay account. I have people that have sent me the nastiest of messages. And I guarantee you, Kevin has also got haters out there. And Dom does too. And Paul. And like, absolutely. And the haters are strong in this space. Like, very strong, but don't give them the fuel.
And the thing is, like, I don't worry about haters necessarily. It's more or less like I'm not the issue, it's them. And
so move on. Like, if you don't like me, why are you watching me? Like, nobody invited you.
So it's just it's an interesting journey going and pretty much being on YouTube the whole time but with it. So it's
and there's gonna be strangers that hate you too. Like my highest viewed video is 20,000 views, and I didn't know how to do this video. I did it so badly and so wrong. Like, it was how to set up your Dymo printer, where I should have just focused on that. But I thought people, like, I'm making it for the reseller community. No, I didn't know at the time anyway. So it's a terrible video. And I get some ugly comments on there a lot. But a recent one was, and I did this over a year ago and maybe 2 years ago even, but I got someone that called me a fat ass 3 times in one sentence and, stupid and this and that, and it shouldn't have taken me so long to get to it. And I wanted to respond like, I didn't know what I was doing. Like, give me a break. I was just trying to make a freaking video. And, but I just deleted it and moved on. I'm like, there's no need to respond to that stuff because they don't know me. They don't know my situation. And I feel bad that they found my video and really all they wanted was to learn how to set up a Dymo. They didn't want to know about my day or anything. But, I learned a lot from that, making that video, because I'll never do something like that again. And, but I also get people that comment on that say things like, I watched 10 different videos and yours is the only one that troubleshooted the same thing I needed. Thank you. Like, you helped me. So you're on a video, you're going to get like all spectrums.
Yeah, it's going to be a mixed bag. And I don't know. I guess I'm not at that point where like you're asking me like the serious questions, and I'm just like, I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing, and I don't want to pigeonhole myself. So it's
Right.
yeah.
Well, it's hard to be a teacher of reselling when you're new at reselling too. Like you don't want it to be that. You want it just to be your journey and your experiences, right? I mean, and then when you learn things, you can pass on that knowledge.
And that's what I'm trying to do now with the toy stuff and like certain brands.
Hold on, Gluck. Could you even see your ass on that video, Tracy? I think maybe once from the side. Like damn.
That one view.
I mean, I never claimed to be skinny. That was a funny thing. Like, did I come on going, now my skinny ass is going to show you how to put a printer in it? No, I never said that. Nope.
I think there's that and I wanted to be like somebody who can teach, but like because I'm female, there's not a lot of us out there. As far as like reselling, like there's more of us now.
There's a ton, but it doesn't matter because everybody brings something different.
Oh, Krillin's here.
Hi, Krillin.
What's up, Krillin?
I love Krillin.
No, Roman's here too.
Hi, Roman.
What's up, y'all?
Should I take $20 for a coffee mug? I was gonna rephotograph it and put it with another from the same maker. $20 for a coffee mug is good. I'll take it.
That's not bad. What kind of coffee mug is it?
I'll show you. Hang on. Except my cha-chinger went away. I have to reload it. Yeah. All my notifications don't make noise anymore. It's weird. Risenhoff Ambrosio Posey. No, I don't know. I'm sorry. My camera's really bright.
You're good. You're good.
Yeah. But it's pretty cool.
It is a cool one. I mean, $20 is not bad for a mug.
Yeah, I have another one. I was going to just put them together and get them out faster, but hey.
Get it out.
Yeah. I have a problem with mugs. I have to stop. I don't know what it is. I love coffee. Like I'm so addicted to coffee that I think that's why I gravitate to mugs. And then I've sold mugs for $125. So I know they're out there.
What mug is selling for $125?
Starbucks, several. Like I got so lucky one day. And somebody hid a bunch of Starbucks mugs like on the bottom shelf, like probably the worker or something. I don't know why you'd hide them. Just buy them. Like get someone to buy them for you. Do something because it was all the. And I think that one was Sacramento. Sacramento is a very good one. Of the Are You There mugs and
I've found a couple of those and
I can't remember which the other good ones. The Paris one I had. There's two versions of Paris, and I had the rare one, so that was like $120 mug too. There's a good site, and I can't remember the name of it. I find it by just Googling Starbucks collections, and this lady has made a whole website of almost every Starbucks mug that's like a destination one, and then a couple other of their lines.
Okay. And I know there's certain patterns too that people go for, and those are like I think there's one that's like has like certain kind of beetle on it. Like I know that's like one of those unicorns and just
yeah. Well, and this lady's done a really nice job of saying, you know, and she's the only reason I knew that Paris one was rare because she goes into detail on a lot of her listing. There, it's done like a post, like a blog, right? And it said version 1 and version 2. I go, that's weird. And then I figured out which one mine was. And she goes, this one's extremely hard to find, you know? So, and then I was able to comp it correctly where I probably would have just put it for like 70, like all the others, you know, where it told me like, no, I have something special here. Now I did sit on it for, you know, a couple months before it sold, but that's fine. But then I come home with stupid mugs that I sell for, you know, $15 and I kick myself in the butt.
Mugs are easy and they're
easy. I literally have one sitting. I always have a cheap mug sitting, but I thought I didn't even look it up. I was in a hurry the other day. Yeah. And the reason I got this one is because I know there's a cup that's worth a lot with the mermaid on it. And like, this is a 2020 mug. And I'm like, I'm just going to get it because, you know, they're like 50 cents, like whatever. And it's not, I think it's worth $10, $12.
So why is it crazy to collect VHS, but not crazy to collect Starbucks mugs?
Well, I understand somebody wanting a really special mug. The VHS, I will never understand, but I do look, and I've always looked for the horror ones, but now I'm looking harder for everything else. But I mean, when I find the sealed ones, it's always a junky one. So I don't know how he's finding all the good ones.
Yeah,
Hey, Lauren.
it's like over this what was it? It was about a month and a half ago. It was like we're towards the end of the yard sale season. Some guy, he was getting rid of all of his mom's like VHS horror movies, and I bought up like a whole box full of them for like $20.
Wow.
And it's all like Stephen King. Like,
Mhm.
it's all that kind of stuff. And there's one I found that was one of the first horror movies that I ever saw, which is called Motel Hell. It's a horrible movie.
I don't watch horror movies. I don't like them. They freak me out, and I can't sleep after I watch them. So,
Like,
I will get you.
I'm coming. Yeah. But no, like, so I have a couple of those that are worth a good bit just because they're not as common. But yeah,
Well, it makes me wonder where it's going, because I do have I think one of them sealed, the other one's like unsealed, but I don't know. But they're Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, but they're DVDs, and they have the little action figure in with it. Like, they're new, but the seal has been removed, but it's still all put together, and the action figures in it. And I'm like, is that coming next? Like, should I just pull them down and wait? Like,
just wait, yeah, hold on to it.
It's
Yeah,
only a matter
know.
of time.
Well, yeah, especially anything that has like, if it still has a little action figure with it, it's one of those things that I would hold on to it. I mean, it's like the
it's hard to hold on to things. Like, I'm downsizing, girl. Like, I don't know.
Oh, I mean, like Mike's been holding on to. We've had a basement full of Legos and Star Wars. Like, it's like,
I'm sorry, Hollywood chainsaw hookers. Okay, I'll put that on my BOLO list.
Not to watch, to sell. Oh, the one that we did sell, it was called, I think, Rock and Roll Nightmare, I think is what it was called. And I think it sold for $75, and it was like, it looked like a horrible porno. That's what it looked like.
Right, nice. I have some sealed Jesus movies, like, when they came out with the movie Jesus.
It's like complete opposite.
I don't think it's gonna do well, because I remember my church gave everyone like 5 copies.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's probably more. Yeah, and I have them set up in a bundle that doesn't make sense right now. It's like one's sealed, one's unsealed, but still, complete. And then I have it with like some random Teenage Mutant movie that doesn't have a figure. Like, it doesn't make it. My bundle doesn't make sense. Okay.
Just reevaluate.
I need to reevaluate a lot right now.
I was trying to say that we sat on a bunch of stuff for like 10 years, and like Mike went down the basement and is like looking in one of those tubs and found it was like a Star Wars. It was a 2 action figure and comic book pack, and he sold one that went for $800. Like, I don't understand that. Like, we paid $10 for it like 10 years
ago. But you took credit, so no, just kidding. So,
hey, I have
video.
I got so much shit for that too, and I was like, you know what? No. The thing is with that is, for me, I did not give him crap for going out. Like, he would go on like these, we call them loops, where we'd spend the entire day going in a certain direction, and we would go to like 5 Walmarts or 4 Targets, and he would go and like purposely collect everything until he found everything in that series that he could. Wow. And so we did that. I would help him look for these things. So yes, I'm going to take credit for it because I helped him do it. But no, we sat on it for a long time.
Good to know. The watermark on the Jesus VHS isn't worth anything. Well, and the reason I have those is because when Danica and I went to, where'd we go that trip? I don't know. We went out of town, and this thrift shop was closing, and everything was like half off. They had this cardboard box, like, pretty big, and it was full of VHS. This was it was through the summer. So it was full of them, but it was taped, and they were selling it as a mystery VHS box. And I'm like, how much is this? They're like, it's $1, but it's half off. Everything's half off. I'm like, 50 cents? Okay. I'm like, just for the hunt. I'm like, all I need is one good one in there, right? And they're really,
make your money back.
I sold one, I think, for $17. I put the rest on the garage sale, and somebody took like 10 of them, and I was like $2. So I'm like, I'm good, But I still have some sitting in there that I need to like dump. Hi, Joe. Yeah, we're doing good. We got a little glass of wine for Friday night, and we're supposed to be listing, but
we're chatting.
It's my fault.
Well, you need a live.
I did. I know.
It's all good.
You didn't have to twist your arm very hard.
No, it's all, like, okay, cool, we'll do that.
Well, all day I'm like, I really don't want to work. I don't know. I'm in that funk. Like I said, I'm like, I don't like what I have. I have jewelry pulled out right now that I'm like, this is better than I thought it was, So I will list tonight at some point. But
so what kind of jewelry do you usually go for? Like,
well, I haven't bought jewelry in a while. I just have stuff sitting around that I never got to at this point. Jewelry is really hard. I've been looking, on auctions and stuff, and the prices go so high that you really have to find them like at family run estate sales or yard sales. And I'm not doing that right now. I will get back into that, but that's really the best place to find. But like I have some Brighton earrings, and it's mostly silver that I'm gonna list, like this cameo, silver and marcasite, but silver is not really that valuable. You get very little for stuff like that sometimes, unless the marking on it is correct, good. But I really love, my favorite in jewelry is like signed, like good designer signed vintage stuff, like Weiss and Miriam Haskell, like these clip-on. Man,
night, Kevin. Have a good night.
Oh, good night, Kevin. Sorry we bored you.
Gotta go.
Right. Like these are Weiss, which is a really good brand. Oh, excuse my nails. That's I need to do them. But like they're clip-ons, but it's crazy how many people still need clip-on earrings. It just shocks me every time. I'm like, wow. Okay.
My daughter's ears aren't pierced. I'm letting her choose when she wants to get it done. So I'm letting her choose. She's 6.
Oh.
So and the thing with that, I'm gonna take her to a tattoo shop to actually have it done, not go to the mall.
Yeah, that's smarter, I think. Yeah. I took my daughter had to be 6 before she got hers done too. So
yeah, I don't know. I told her that when she's ready, she can choose. I'm not gonna force her to do it.
Nah.
So too much traumatization going on that part, so I'm just not.
Yeah. Well, and they like Lauren flinched. My daughter, she flinched. They need to do them at the same time, with 2 people, because the second one she was so scared that she flinched and like moved. So I'm like, you gotta either we close it up now or you live with this, So she's lived with it.
Like some of mine, my dad did for me. When we bought those like home ear piercing kits that used to be at Walmart.
Yeah.
And he wanted to do it with me at one point, so I tried doing it to his ear and I couldn't. So it only went like halfway through his ear and he had to finish it himself. So
wow.
Yeah.
Wow. But, yeah, I want to get it. I've never had a tattoo, but I already know what I want. I'm going to get one when I turn 50.
They're a bit addicting. Just so
well, I just want one. I like, it'll define my life perfectly. So, I'm going to get it right.
No, it doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt there. So, but no, I could totally see like the need for like clip-on earrings. And
like I had a roommate, he owned a tattoo shop. I was 18, lived in Dallas, and he owned this tattoo shop. He was the person that pierced my belly button.
Mm-hmm.
Now this was before everyone was piercing it. As soon as it became like this trendy thing, I was like, I don't want one anymore, and I took it out because I just don't like trends. I don't want to be that. I don't know. I just like to be different. But so all those years knowing him, I never got a tattoo. Like, so it's not really something. I love them. I think they look great on people, but it's never anything I really go, oh, I need that. But now in my life, I'm like, I need this one because it defines exactly where I'm at.
Yeah.
In my head, in my life. And it's going to be like this turning point for me, I don't know. It just has there's more reason to get one now or whatever.
Yeah. And it's funny because
tramp stamp, no, it's not. I will never. I guarantee you that.
I mean, when I was 18 when I got my first one, which is like it was a horrible decision. It's probably about the only one I'd probably get like covered up, and it is a tramp stamp. It's a tribal sun on my back, which is horrible.
Well, I mean, it could be worse. It could
It could be worse, but it's a tribal sun on my lower back. Yeah, it's a horrible one. It was like I was 18,
the
and it was
sun
like,
above the moon. Wow.
so it's like, and like it was money that my grandmother gave me for my 18th birthday.
Oh, money well spent, right?
So, but no,
If I would have got the one when I first go, oh, I'm gonna get it, I would have had some stupid butterfly on my ankle, okay, like everyone else. So I'm so grateful I didn't fall for that.
Yeah, but like so. I ended up working at a tattoo shop as a receptionist, and I did that for a couple years, and then I stayed in contact with one of the guys, and he's done 90% of my tattoos because he's good at what he does.
Oh, so I can come travel up there and get my.
I would definitely get you in with him.
Awesome. So I can also send you the picture of what I want, and he can like I want to change it up and make it.
I wish I could show you because I have a tattoo on my calf of my Boston Terrier that we had. She passed away a few years ago. So but the portrait, like he does amazing work. I'd have to. Yeah.
Oh my God. See that I could do that. Like I have the best picture of my 2 dogs that have both passed, and I haven't got a dog since because they were the best. And I could see me doing oh, this one was great. Let's put the dogs here.
Yeah. Oh, that's how it starts. Like I had small ones here and there, and like I never said I didn't want anything on my arms.
I do it. I like shoulder. Like I really like shoulder tattoos. I think they look great.
Yeah. So like when I finally decided to get one on my arm, it was like my
turtle.
My Gerber daisies up here. It was supposed to be only a quarter sleeve is what I was supposed to start at.
Yeah.
And like my guy's like, well, why don't we just go a little bit bigger? So it ended up being more of like closer to like a half sleeve. And I just kept going with it. So
yeah. Well, because I would imagine you look at it all the time and go, oh, this would look great here. Or I don't quite like this little area. We need to do something here.
And it's funny because there really are like 2 different kinds of people when it comes to tattoos. There's the people who need a specific reason for getting them, and it has to speak to them. And others like they do it because they want to do it.
Yeah,
it's just because. And
yeah, for me, it's a total like I want it to signify where I'm at in my life right now at this very moment.
Yep. So, and I don't know. I did it because daisies were my favorite, and then it just kind of.
Gerber daisies are amazing. They're so hard to grow though because you have to like support them up. They flop over. They're so heavy.
They're so heavy.
Sunflowers too are the same.
Yep. So now it just kind of. I've got a dragonfly back here.
Cool. That's nice.
I got. Oh yeah.
It's a tramp stamp. For Krillin's sake, okay?
I'll tell you the one that's on my thigh. I've got a feather about this long on my thigh.
Wow.
Yeah. So yeah.
That's crazy. That's good. I like it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just don't feel like I can carry off like the full body work. I can carry off one,
That's how my mom pierced her ears.
Oh yeah.
Numbed it up and used a needle.
Yep. Well, I put cheap earrings in the other day for some reason. I found them in my jewelry box. I was like, what? I've never worn these. And they were cheap. And I was like, now it looks like like they are infected. I was like, oh man, it looks like I pierced my own ear. So now I got to let it heal before I wear earrings again. And I'm an earring girl. Like I love earrings and necklaces. Well, I love all jewelry. I love them all. I don't wear rings much anymore. Just, I don't know why. But
what's up, Paul?
Paul. Yeah.
Oh, Lord.
So if you're going to show the tramp stamp, give a shout. No problem, Krillin.
Yeah, we'll ring you when that happens.
You'll be the first to know. Oh my God.
I think Roman was asking me earlier what I was drinking. It's like some kind of. It's called Carolina Winery. I got it from down South Carolina when we went. It's like half plum, half peach. It's like a little bit semi-sweet. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I used to be into red wine a lot, but like I drink a lot of coffee, and I just started feeling like I should switch to white because my teeth just grab onto those stains of coffee and red wine. I'm like, I need to just like stick to white. Plus one night of being sick off of red wine, and you're kind of like, oh, I don't really need that. It was a long time ago.
You got that nice little purple film going on.
Oh, it's harsh. It's harsh. Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Like I used to not be like a wine person. It was never my thing. It was hard for me to get into it. I don't know. I was like super like into like fruity. Like I like schnapps and like pucker. Like just like crappy liquor is what I used to be into. So it's taking me a long time to get into wine.
There you go. Yeah. I think I don't know. I've been into wine a long time, I guess. I traveled a lot when I was, a young adult. So you go to France, you want to try the French wines, and Greece had the most amazing white wines ever. Like it's crazy. And I just really enjoyed learning about wine.
Well, I mean, especially being over there, it's going to be different. It's like the quality is different.
So, and I'm cheap, so it's not like I'm out there buying like expensive, bottles. I try to keep it very on the low down.
I'll go to
Krillin. I think it's going to be a few more wines before she shuts the tap. Probably.
Yeah. Sorry, like my daughter's like hanging out over here.
Yeah, I never had any red in Greece. That's weird, Lauren. Yeah. Because I ate so much fish over there. It's so good. I don't know. I just drank white with fish. Church gossip. Yeah.
Right. What's up, AR?
I need to go visit him.
So I'm gonna be down that way in a couple weeks.
I heard. So yeah, it's about, I don't know, 3.5 to 4 hours from me.
Yeah.
Probably. You're north side of Dallas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. I think I want to try to meet up with a couple people.
How long are you going to be there?
We'll be there for a week.
Okay.
So I'm trying to meet up with a couple people while I'm down that way.
Are you?
Yeah. I've only met one other reseller since I've been doing this, so
right.
In person.
Yeah, I think it took me a good year of reselling before I ever met anybody, but I feel like I've met quite a few now. Who lives there I'm trying to think.
Well, Carissa, Chosen Goods, and then Misha, they live right closer to that area, so I'm gonna try to meet up with them.
Oh, that's cool. That's very good.
It'd be nice if I could like do something up here, get everybody else up here together.
It'll happen.
There's so many of us up here. Like I don't understand why we don't do it.
Because people are working. Life's not a party, Shay.
It is. It is what it is.
That's what live streams are for, okay?
You party on here, right?
Turtle fell asleep. Wake up, Turtle.
Just hit the keyboard.
Mm-hmm. Wake up. Said she had a red. Yeah, so I think when you're allergic to red wine, I think it's the tannins in it, right?
I've never met anybody who's allergic to wine. I've met people who are allergic to beer because of the hops in it.
Yeah, like I used to drink beer, but I am gluten-free by necessity, and so
can you really tell a difference like when you start doing that? Like because I know a lot of people who've done that, and I'm just like I
spent a year in bed though. I mean, it was like a slow progression of death. So when I got diagnosed, it changed my life. Like it literally changed. I was suicidal. Like I was like, I can't live like this anymore. It was so bad. Like I made a phone call to my husband. I go, I have a gun in my hand. I'm done. It was bad. It was bad. I was like, I can't just constantly tell the kids I don't feel good and I'm in bed. Like I had put them back in public school, and I just could. I was in bed all day, every day for a year, and no doctors were helping me. I spent like $30,000 trying to run all these tests, but nobody knew at the time that gluten could be an issue. Celiac disease was like very rare and a myth to a lot of doctors. So to get diagnosed was just horrific. And you can't go back and ask for a refund on your doctor visit. You should be able to. Honestly, I was like, that's really screwed up, because every time I left the doctor, they would leave. I would leave with a prescription in my hand, and I would toss it
Yeah.
out on my way out. I'm like, I didn't ask you to give me a pill for my symptoms. I'm asking you to figure out why I have these
Yeah.
symptoms. Like, there has to be a reason, and
You have to advocate for yourself. That's like the biggest thing too, is with
it was the
doctors.
hardest thing. And my husband's mother was a nurse, and he's got like 6 sisters that are nurses. His mother is married to a doctor. So I went, I was like, I need help. I need you to help me find someone here. So he called his stepdad, the doctor called me, and he goes, go see this gastroenterologist. And everything fell into place. And I swear, a week of giving up gluten, and I had my life back. Like, I spent a year in bed, and after a week of not eating gluten, like, I was eating healthy. I was like, I'm going to bake all my own bread, and I put extra gluten in it because
it's good that way.
I'm not going to buy processed foods. I was just like, I am going to fix myself. And I was just making myself sicker and sicker and sicker. And then, it just took the right doctor, and I had my life back. Yeah, it's intense.
That's amazing.
It sucks and that's why people get tired of me, because if somebody's like, oh my God, I have this problem, I'm like, give up gluten. Just try it for a month. Like, I'm telling you, so many of the people I know have given up gluten and cured themselves. So I don't know. It's just insane. Nowadays, it's a little easier. Doctors understand what's going on, and
they recognize it more. Well, and I've seen so many people start to say like that was the issue. So, and there's like things about myself, I'm like, I wonder if that would help me if I really did cut back on those kind of things. Is like, carbs in general are like, that's like my downfall.
Yeah,
like bread, that's it. I imagine if I had stopped eating bread, I'd
go try Genius bread. I found this. Okay, I have a thrift shop that I love here. Usually, last week it sucked, but they have a rack of like free bread as you walk in, because our grocery store donates to them. And so I'm walking out, and I noticed this loaf of bread in this package called Genius, and I'm like, huh. And I don't normally take their bread. I figure people that need it will take it or whatever.
Yeah.
I saw gluten-free on it. I went and bought it. Or I grabbed it because it was free. And I was like, it's the best bread in the whole world. It's like a round artisanal loaf of bread. It looks like fancy bread on top of it. It doesn't taste like cardboard. And so I went and bought a loaf, and they're like $9. I'm like, well, thank God I got that one for free. Wow. That's $9 for a loaf of bread. Yeah. But yeah, I love carbs too. It's hard. I almost wish it was like it was when I was diagnosed, because it was like 10, 12 years ago. And there was nothing out there at all. Like, there was no gluten-free section in a grocery store.
Yeah.
I went to Whole Foods, and I stood in that aisle, and I just started crying. I'm like, I don't even know what to eat. I know I can eat meat, and I know I can eat vegetables and fruit, but what can I add to that? And I just started crying, and this lady walked up to me, and she goes, are you okay? I go, I don't know what to eat.
Well, I imagine like it's also like that you're looking for that comfort food too, that you can't.
Yeah, I want to replace cookies. I want to replace pizza. Like, pizza was my favorite, like, what now? And this lady, she was just a customer, and she's like, now calm down. What's the problem? Like, what do you want to eat? I'm like, I can't. I go, I'm just diagnosed with gluten. She's like, oh, I'm gluten-free. Don't worry. Let's go through the store. And she took me through the whole store. I'm like, thank you. Thank you. And then I turned that into like learning how to cook all this stuff and bake all this stuff. And I started a gluten-free cake decorating business. Then I started a gluten-free private chef business. And, it all worked out to be beautiful. But life doesn't always take you. Your journeys are sometimes really far off from what you were expecting, or angry. I wasn't even hungry. I was just pissed off. I'm like, what am I supposed to do?
It's the frustration behind it. No, I get it. I mean,
and it was so exciting. Every time a new product would come out, I'm like, oh my God, I get to try something new. But then I always tried to recreate it. And, so I started making my own flour blends because I was like, I don't like the flour blends out there. I can do something here. So
Yeah.
I would test. It took me a year to develop the perfect chocolate cake. A year I worked on that
And I
recipe.
bet it's amazing now, right?
It's so good.
Probably tastes like fantastic.
It's
Yes.
so funny because I'll take it places and nobody ever knows. I don't tell them it's gluten-free or anything. They're like, this is so good. And I'll be like, oh yeah, it's gluten-free. They're like,
That's like the best part of it.
Mhm.
Yeah. I don't know.
Life without cake is no fun. I made a cake today, actually. Oops.
Was it a
I
chocolate
did
cake?
2 pieces too. No, it's pumpkin.
Ooh,
Mhm,
pumpkin.
mhm. Cream cheese frosting.
Hmm. You're
So
making me hungry now.
who cooks in your family?
Mike. Mike cooks and I bake. That's just our.
Oh, you like to bake? I love baking. What's your
Yeah.
favorite thing?
See, I don't know. I like trying different kinds of cookies.
Mhm.
But I got into doing like custom cakes for a while. I did that for
Oh
like
my god, we have that in common?
yeah. I make I've done like I made one that looked like a snake. I did like a Harry Potter
Yeah.
book with like the seal on it and like the
Mhm.
yeah.
Oh my god, I gotta dig out my pictures. We gotta sit here one night and like compare.
Yeah. No, I've done stuff like that. It was like a karate. Oh yeah, I've done like all kinds.
Yeah,
I've
like,
done all
yeah, I'm
kinds of
trying to
things.
think, like, I did a suitcase. I've done, like, Dr. Seuss cover, like, books. Oh my god, so fun. I love it.
Gosh, I'm trying to think. I've done like Scooby Doo. I've done dinosaurs. Gosh, I've done all kinds of stuff.
I
Yeah.
kinda miss it, like, I don't do it anymore because I got to the point where it's like, I just didn't wanna be around sugar all the time. And people are very cheap when it comes to ordering cakes,
They are.
especially when it's gluten-free. Like, I'm offering you any food allergy you have, I can make a cake for you. Do you know how expensive a regular cake is to put time into and all that? So add, like, a lot of money for ingredients because
Yep.
ingredients at that time were so expensive. Like, the flour alone, I would buy, like, $40 worth of flour to make my blend and take from that. It was just like it's not like going to buy $1.96, all-purpose flour, you know?
Well,
So
it's that and the labor that goes into it. And if you have a more detailed cake, people don't realize the time it takes to go
yeah,
into
you
that.
can go, I put 40 hours into this cake.
Yeah.
40 hours, and they're like, "It's the most beautiful cake." And then you tell them the price, and they're like, "Oh."
Yeah. I'll just go to the grocery store over here.
Yeah,
Well,
go right
good luck
ahead.
with that.
And that was the thing is when I had that business, there wasn't a store you could go buy a gluten-free cake at. I was like, that's why I thought it'd be a great business, but I was like, I should cook because I can eat every day. I don't want cake every day.
I don't know. Like for me, cooking is a whole other thing. When I was growing up, we didn't have a whole lot of money.
Mhm.
We lived off of WIC and food stamps, and so we didn't have anything like that. So
Yeah.
a lot of stuff we ate was from cans. We hardly ever had frozen stuff,
Mhm.
and it was prepackaged everything. And so as I've gotten older, I've had to like add variety to my palate. And like being with Mike, he kind of forced me into things. He's
Mhm.
like, you got to start eating different things. You can't just eat this and this. And so it's
Yeah,
been a whole learning process. Like it's
that's good.
so yeah. So I eat a lot more than what I used to. Like I used to hate vegetables, hate them.
Mhm.
And like now I love
Crave
Brussels
them.
sprouts and asparagus and just
Mhm.
those kind of things.
Yeah.
And now I'm more picky about what I eat. I don't want to eat junk all the time. And then of course I get crap from my family sometimes because I'm more particular. Yeah,
Mhm.
it's a whole other realm.
How'd you find that, Dom?
What was it?
Was it called Tracy Cakes? Yeah,
Tracy cakes.
it was. Is it out there still? Like, I don't think I have a website anymore. I don't know. Well,
You
maybe
still
I
float
do.
around out there
Holy
somewhere.
shit. That's crazy.
It rhymes well though. I think
Mhm.
that's so yeah, I used to work at a bakery.
Mhm.
Well, I did like the cakes on the side on my own. And I went and started working at a bakery, and that's a whole other thing. I ended up knowing about the bakery because I used to do their payroll, and the
Mhm.
payroll company that I worked for had to shut down because it was being investigated by the IRS. So it was just like a whole. So like I went to them and got a job, and I didn't have any experience really other than what I did at home, and I worked for them for a couple of years and
Mhm.
learned a ton.
Yeah.
And we got a lot of calls about people wanting gluten-free cakes, and we couldn't do it because we couldn't separate the ingredients.
You'd have to have a separate kitchen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that's where it also got expensive. I rented a kitchen to do the cakes, and it was like I have to pay for that too. And then I just went into business with the lady that I rented from, and we did prepackaged meals for gluten for all allergies, soy, dairy, whatever. And it was so hard to grow because it was so new, and you had to be so perfect at it. You couldn't cross contaminate, it was just too hard. Did you really just guess? No, and I'm not lying. That was my name, and my business was Traci Cakes.
It goes well. It rhymes.
Wow, that's funny.
He's got it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, once on the internet, always on the internet. Yes, very true.
Eek.
Promise.
So, he's a spy. He's a spy.
He's a spy.
Mm-hmm.
You're a spy.
You're a spy, Dom.
I'm like, we need a refill here in a minute.
Hi, Lynn. Go get a refill. I missed someone coming in. I don't even know if I said hi to Jennifer. I don't know.
I'm gonna get a refill. You can.
Hi, Danielle. You know what? The thing with asparagus, I don't think it makes everybody's pee smell. It makes some people's pee it depends on your chemical makeup, I think, because I'm like, it's fine. But everyone else in my family is like, no, it makes your pee smell. So I don't know. But it's also kind of one of those things where to some people, like cilantro is one of my favorite herbs. But my son is like, no, it tastes like soap. Yeah. So he researched that, and there's like, depending on your chemical makeup, you either like taste it like I do, or you taste it like soap. The name is Dom James. So how do you know, Dom, that it's hard to replace gluten-free pizza? Are you gluten-free? Or do you just know somebody? I feel so orange. I just now looked at myself. Am I orange?
I feel like I look pale. I got this ring light on. I feel very pale.
A lighting is spot on, people. Oh, well.
Are you talking about pizza?
Yeah.
I love cauliflower pizza. Like the crust.
Do too. They also have a broccoli crust now. Have you seen that? It's good.
Broccoli is like the one thing I cannot eat.
Like it? I love broccoli. I love broccoli, Brussels sprout. I love it all.
See, broccoli just smells like a fart to me, and it
does. It stinks. So that and cabbage and Brussels sprouts. I'm like, how can these be like my favorites? But every time I cook them, the house smells like poop. Like,
see, I can do. So we like just roast Brussels sprouts.
Yeah.
And then we started putting balsamic vinaigrette. There we go. We started putting it on top of it, and it was amazing. So it has that nice coating to it.
Yeah. Try air frying them. Have you air fried them?
No, we haven't done that yet. I should try that.
Mm-hmm.
I'm deadly allergic to vegetables.
Oh, I don't ever want cauliflower to replace rice. Like, I like rice. And I like cauliflower, but I don't want it like chopped up to look like rice. I don't know. Like, why?
I got stuck on cauliflower rice for a long time when I was trying to eat healthy.
I mean, I did too. That's why I don't like it, because I realized this is stupid. It's not good.
No, like you have to add so much to it in order to make it something.
I'm gonna have some fried cauliflower rice. No, just have fried rice. Damn it, put cauliflower in it. I mean, no.
Get so caught up on trying to do the right thing and be super healthy about things, and
I go through spurts where I really, like, I'm gonna do this, and then I just, once I'm done, I'm like, okay, give me all the cake. Give me all. What are they? But I think I found actually a nice balance in my life now. Like, it took me so long to get here, but I feel like I don't have to go off onto these super healthy tangents where just be aware. Always put vegetables in your mouth. And
it's moderation. It's just learning how to. It's okay to have a burger or something every once in a while. It's just not all the time.
Right. Exactly.
What are they talking about? What is happening?
I don't know. What are this is the cooking and food channel. Like, yeah, if you haven't noticed, like it seems like every live stream in the reseller space turns into food at some point. But you do work out a lot, huh? You do CrossFit.
I do. It's called Soldier Fit. It's just like CrossFit, but the company is owned by a veteran, and so it's very military regimen. And
I'm afraid of that. Like I watch the CrossFit people at the gym going, one day, but I don't think there will be that day. Like I'll just be over here on my elliptical, and then I'll get on that rowing machine.
I know. I started doing. They call them boot camps. Oh my Lord, my child's yelling at me. But I get up and I have to do it in the morning. And I mean, I was military brat, so I'm used to all that, the regiment part of it, and the whole thing of if you're on time, you're late. If you're early, you're on time, kind of thing. Like that's just my mentality, and it works for me. But I think the fact that you're using your body weight a lot of times, it's not necessarily weights or anything. You're using your body weight to help gain strength. And I like to I'm working on being toned, and I've always just been active. I mean, I think I got to the point where I did beach body for a while. I did that whole thing. I got into that, and it was okay. But then before that, I did roller derby. So I've always been active.
I have a ton of friends that did roller derby. Like,
stop. Hold on.
But I think they're crazy. Those roller derby people, oh, crazy. I wasn't willing to, because I thought about joining with them because we were in our 20s, and it's like I don't really like getting bruised and broken bones, and because it's pretty intense. So I didn't do it. Yeah, I like pickled beets too, Danielle. I love them actually a lot. I miss my grandmother's. We used to can a lot of foods, and my favorite was her pickled beets. Who's prison? What? Salad. Right. I always have salad in the fridge ready to take from. I figure if I have a burger, I have to have a salad if I get hungry again, because I'm a snacker. So the late night snacks were getting really bad for me. So I just always have a salad made. And if it's late at night and I absolutely think I'm hungry, even though I'm never hungry, I just think I am, I have to eat the salad. That's what I've been doing lately. Tracy, I don't know.
All right.
I didn't do it.
Sorry, my children were like killing each other in the room.
Did they survive?
They're good.
Good.
No, my 6-year-old likes to attack my 13-year-old. So she's
she's the aggressive one. Okay.
She's the more dominant one of the two. Yeah. So yeah.
Any more kids in your future?
No. No. I said that with the first one, and it didn't happen.
Also, and then it was like, oh, whoa, look what happened. Yeah.
Whoops.
But I'm so grateful for the surprise.
I love them to death. They drive me crazy, though.
I know. And the time flies. Like, I miss it, but it's okay.
Yeah. Well, it's hard to think that I have a 13-year-old. And I feel like I don't look like his mom half the time. I feel like I look like his older sister. I'm just like, I feel very awkward. People are like staring at me like,
oh, yeah. Lauren hates that too. If we go somewhere, she always brings this one story up. We went to Dallas, and I took her I used to live in Dallas. So I was like, we're going to go to my old stomping grounds. And we went to one of my favorite restaurants, and it's, of course, totally different than it used to be. And we're sitting at the bar, and this guy her age is hitting on me the whole time. And she's like, I'm single, She's like, my mom's married. And she goes, I hate this, Mom. I hate this. I'm like, no, just love it, because know that you have good genetics.
Yeah, very true.
I guess he wasn't the right one for you.
No, I mean, people used to think my mom was my sister because she was young. Like, so I totally get it.
Yeah.
Totally get it.
No, it's cool. Does lettuce on the burger count as a salad? Absolutely. Yeah.
Depends on what kind of lettuce it is to me.
Well, I mean, I don't know. I like romaine. Romaine is my go-to lettuce.
Well, yeah, I hate iceberg.
I like iceberg in tacos, like crispy tacos. I want iceberg lettuce. That's it.
With tacos, I have to like. It's usually like a coleslaw. It's usually like I
Mhm.
like. It's really good.
Well, yeah, like if it's a folded like a soft taco,
A folded taco.
a folded taco. But if it's a crispy one, I want iceberg. I want like Taco Bell style, man.
Taco Bell.
2 times. Cougar honey, right? I know. It's really funny, but there's guys out there like that because there's this guy that goes to the gym I go to, and he's like a total frat kid looking, or that's what he looks like to me anyway. And he comes in every day, and he probably 3 times a week is wearing this shirt that says "I love hot moms." I'm like, oh, this is so funny. And he's just so precious. I'm building up the courage to
He's so precious.
approach him. To approach him. It's like, can I please take your picture? I don't even have to have your head in it or anything. I just need a picture of your hot body wearing this shirt so that I can remember that, there's good looking guys out there that like hot moms. I need to know this.
I think it's a more popular thing than what most people think it is. I feel like that's young guys being into older women. I think it's a big thing right now.
Oh, totally. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's bigger than like dad bods. Like, hot moms is way better than dad bods. Thank you. I'm gonna have to refill too.
It's cool to be a MILF. It's cool.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna refill.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna go back to these comments to see what I missed. Oh. Is anybody else drinking tonight? What are y'all drinking? Oh, God. My age, Oh. Oh. You're bringing the whole bottle back with you.
Well, I mean, it's easier that way.
So,
how many listings have you got done?
I'm pulling a Jake tonight.
Okay. Poshmark's, I mean, okay. I'm about ready to say Poshmark's been good today. But to me, good on Poshmark is not like a Poshmark person's good, okay? But I think I have 3 decent sales on there today. I had 2 yesterday, 3 the
to
day
me, like, even having 3 sales in general is just good.
In a week,
you have something.
I know.
You have something.
Yeah. But I'm so mad because I had this special edition collector's Star Wars Monopoly. It's like numbered, okay? Mm-hmm. And I've had it in my eBay store for probably over a year. And like, okay, that was a bad buy. But it just sat there and I'm like, well, whatever. Maybe one day somebody will want it. Well, okay, it's sold 2 days ago on Poshmark.
Yeah.
And I forgot to take it off eBay, and it's sold today on eBay. I was like, dang it. Like, why? So my eBay is already suffering because I'm not listing as much as I should be. I mean, I've had good days, but the past like 3 days have been like, because I'm doing other things. I'm like doing other things right now. I need to get back on it hard, and I will. But I'm like, now that I canceled the sale and it's my fault, they're going to punish me. I already know it.
See, and do you cross post mostly everything that you list? Like,
majority. Yeah. I mean, I sell weird stuff on Poshmark. I've sold cast iron skillets. I've sold coffee mugs, puzzles, kids' toys. Like, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Movies.
When I was doing Poshmark, it was all clothing, and I think.
Yeah. They have an electronics section now, even.
Yeah. And I think when I was doing it, it wasn't that way it was all mostly clothes. Mm-hmm. And so like, oh, wow, they're starting to do like household stuff on here.
I would put your toys over there, honestly.
Probably.
Seriously.
but then I get worried of like the whole like if I forget to take it off.
I'm the worst. Because I don't use my list perfectly correctly. I don't import it in there, and then, but I know I'm looking ahead in my future. I'm going to be working off my phone mostly, and I'm not going to go into my phone on the list perfectly and delete. I'm going to go to the site to do it. So I'm trying to kind of prepare for that.
Yeah. Hi, Donna.
Hey, Donna.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like I'm also the oddball that I'm on Macari. That's my sole thing. I mean, like, yeah, there's stuff that Mike lists on eBay, but I don't know a lot about eBay. So, and then of course, then I feel like an oddball, and I'm on my own. But I don't know. Macari's
if he does eBay, why do you need to? I would just let him put anything that
Well, that's what we've kind of just figured out, because he's had his account for like 20 years, and he's a top rated seller. Like, might as well just keep yours like the way it is. And I mean, we've done awesome. Like the last, he's done, it was like 9,000 in the last 90 days, which is and that's just very part-time.
Yeah.
It's amazing.
That is great. You bet.
Well, I mean, we got into reselling just because we didn't like. I'm a stay-at-home mom, and I wasn't. We needed it more income, and because it's the point where.
If I would have known about reselling,
I know.
I'm so pissed that I didn't. It would have been so perfect.
It would have been so much easier too if you'd been doing it like before we were doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it was to the point where we would get down. We'd have like $150 in our account after bills, and that's what we had for the month. Yeah. And it sucked, and it scared the shit out of me. And so when I found reselling, now we can do things. We can go on a vacation, or we're paying for heating oil now because it's getting cold, and that's like $400 or $500 every couple of months that we have now. And
you were struggling to get it before. Yeah, I know. It would have made such a difference, because I mean, I didn't work at all when the kids were young. But I homeschooled and did all this other stuff, but that's how we wanted it. But to do something like that, where you're in so much control, not a job, it's your job, it's your business, but that's okay. Whatever.
Why was I doing this sooner? Yeah,
And I try to tell my kids stuff like that. I'm like, you guys should be selling stuff on the side. Just start an eBay store or Mercari or whatever you want to. Amazon, I don't care. Like, you should have a side gig, and you don't have to put time into it, but it's there if you want to. They don't. They have no interest.
Yeah. Had I known then what I knew now. Yes, exactly. I don't know. My son, he got into, they're called Gemini jets, and they're actually worth a good bit. So they're like these miniature airplanes. Like it's American, it's Delta.
Yeah.
So, and it's just different types of airplanes, because that's what he's into. He's into anything transportation. And so he started collecting these Gemini jets. They're freaking expensive. And it's like, man, you're high maintenance for a kid. But
yeah.
But no, then he wanted to get rid of some of them. So he told me to sell some of them so he could get something like a different one that he really wanted that was worth more. And so that's how I learned about Gemini jets, and knowing, okay, when I see these, I know to pick them up now.
Well, they look. Do you have any near you?
Yeah, let me go grab one off the shelf.
Yeah, I mean, I need to know this stuff. I just don't pay enough attention to toys. I mean, certain toys I do, but it's usually more like the girly toys. I don't know the boy toys. Ooh, boy toy. Yeah, no. Yeah, there were so many times that just having this side gig would have been so helpful back then. I mean, money wasn't a big problem back then. Like, it's more of a problem now. But it would have been nice to have that extra.
All right, so they're Gemini jets. So it actually looks like an airline, like an Airbus.
Yeah, I feel like I've seen these somewhere.
They're like little tiny things.
Well, okay, they're marked, obviously, right?
Yeah. So, but this one, he's there telling me that like this one is a little bit more rare, so it's going to go for like between $80 and $100. Like this little tiny thing, like it's insane.
Well, see, and you see planes like that everywhere, you know, all the time.
Yeah. So like when you're going through your toy bags, like this is something that like if it looks nice and it's a little more heavy duty, that's what you want to grab.
Okay. Do they only have planes, or do they have like vehicles or
Just planes, right?
or
Yeah,
accessories
just
or
planes.
okay.
He's talking to me from the other room. Now the amount of knowledge that my son has about airplanes and transportation in general is insane.
It's funny how kids like
Oh,
gravitate
okay.
to something and really like latch on. Like I remember we used to know the name of every dinosaur because that's what my boys liked. You know, it's
Well,
like
yeah,
there's and
that was my daughter. You could point to one and she would know it. But like my son, like even when he was 2 years old, we could go through a parking lot and point at cars, and he could tell you what it was, like just off of the logo. Like and then he was into double decker buses, and he got into school buses. He wanted to be a storm chaser at one point, so he wanted to have a TIV.
yeah.
Like yeah, like he could tell you the different types of school buses, like what the brands were. Like it got into that kind of it was crazy. And then he got into trains and airplanes and like,
Planes, trains, and
pretty
automobiles.
much. And I think he wants to be a pilot now. So
Oh, that's
yeah,
cool. My niece is becoming a pilot. It there's a lot to that. Holy crap. And to
yes.
be female getting into the industry is like a really cool thing.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah. Yes.
What are you doing?
Oh, your 19-year-old does eBay? Wow, Donna.
There's a lot of more like lot of younger resellers around my area now that
Mhm.
I'm having to fight gotta go for inventory for because they're getting in on the game, like especially yard sales, and they're
Mhm.
quick about it. Like they'll get there, like they'll be the early birds and
Yeah.
they'll get in their cars and they're looking for the electronics and the
Mhm.
games and
So I find it funny because you're obviously in a place that wasn't like that before, where from the get-go, I mean, there's competition here. Like it is very strong. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah, I recognize who the resellers are more now. Like before, well, it didn't phase
You
me, and
can
then now I'm like, oh, I know what they're doing.
Mhm. You can tell. I cannot go into a thrift shop hardly ever without at least one reseller there, but usually multiples. Even like my little honey hole that I don't feel like is tapped into much. There's one guy that's there every time I am now. So I'm like, okay. They're finding it. They're finding it.
Yeah.
Yep. That's okay
Well,
though.
I
There's
was like the one that we really like going to, the one that's like 45 minutes away, which is like second half, and like there's the amount of toys that they have. Like no other place that I go to has what they have,
Mhm.
and that's where I'm finding like the Polly Pockets,
Yeah.
and it just the more vintage toys, and then when I go up to the bins, which is up in Pennsylvania,
Mhm.
it's Harrisburg. Which Harrisburg is like it's. I feel like Harrisburg is just vintage in general. So everything else that comes,
You have a lot of history in that area. That's
yeah.
why. I mean, I love that.
So a lot of the stuff that I find is vintage. So like the last time I went, I found GI Joes and I found a Polly Pocket, and it was all in one bin. And it was like somebody who just jumped all like the leftovers from a yard sale. It's just
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah.
I was freaking out because like yeah I found a Polly Pocket that had the figure still in it in a bin. Like that never happens.
Yeah, I've only gone to bins a few times, to be honest, but I don't
Well, bins is like it's not for the faint of heart.
no, I like it. I'm fine with it. I need to go
Yeah.
back. I mean, it's obviously I don't love it or I'd been back already, but I mean, I get it. Like I've found great things every time, but toys aren't something I see a lot of there.
Here, do you need it back? I'm sorry, I took it. Put it back on your
Hi,
shelf.
Mike.
No, it's my son's. His name's Stone. So
Stone. Oh,
Stone,
stone
yes.
cold. Okay.
He's named after Stone Gossard and Pearl Jam. That's what he's named after.
Sweet. That really is your favorite band. That's cool.
Yeah, so yeah, he's named after Stone from Pearl Jam. And his middle name is Caleb, which is the lead singer from Kings of Leon.
Oh, yes.
So, and then
Yeah, we have similar taste in music.
yeah,
It's funny, we both were cake decorator. Wow. So
yeah,
my favorite thing to bake back in the day when I could have all the gluten was always cinnamon rolls because it was a long process.
Mm-hmm.
and the
Like massive
results.
ones.
Yeah, the results, and I'd make them several different ways, and I'm like, the results were just always so good, but then I would end up with all these cinnamon rolls, so what I would do is package them up and walk down my street and just leave them for all my neighbors. I'm like, I don't wanna eat them all, I just needed to it was like stress relief for me, you know?
Yeah, you get in that zone and you're in
Mhm.
your own head, and it's
Yeah.
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 So Krillin, I don't know what binge you're going to.
I have not had the pleasure yet.
It's like I have not had that
Bins.
happen. I've been to one where the guy's running in and says, "Get out of my way, bitch!" But that's
I've not had a bad experience at the bins, yet, but I mean, they're pushy. I don't like to go into the bins when they just bring them out. I'll wait for everyone, I'll wait for a spot. I'm not gonna push my way in.
yeah, it's like freaking wolves up here. I think for ours, like seeing what other people have as far as bins, like ours is very full, and they change it usually during the week. They'll change it out every 2 hours, so they're taking out one row at least every hour, and
Oh yeah.
it's insane, and I don't know, it gets crazy.
Yeah. But I mean, I tend to get like a little jealous too when I'm like I watch this lady because I didn't want to go in. I think because COVID, first of all, like
Yeah.
I'm like, y'all are touching each other a lot, and so, um, but I'm standing there. I'm like, it's starting to die down. This lady's filling her cart with Department 56 in the box. She couldn't fit it all in her cart. She had to go get another cart because she had it all piled around. I'm like, if I would have gone into the mess, I could have
You would have gotten it, yeah.
gotten at least some of them. But I just walk by her. I go, if you change your mind on anything, let me know. That works. I mean, I got a golf bag that way. And I mean,
Wow.
if you just because not everybody's gonna buy what they're hoarding while they're there. So if you
Well, yeah,
really
everybody goes through, and I call it editing. Like they go through and they edit their basket, and there you can tell where those piles are
right,
too.
sure enough, the lady was like, "Yeah, I don't want it here." I'm like, "You don't want the golf clubs in it either?" Nope. Okay. Because in our bins, if it weighs over 8 pounds, they give you a really good deal. Like they'll be like $3.99, instead of paying by the weight. So
Yeah.
that's pretty cool. Like because I got one of those wooden cassette tape holders that you hang on the wall. They're
Yeah.
really heavy because they're really particle board. They're super heavy, but it held like 100. And everyone was passing it by. I'm like, "Why?" And the lady's like, "I'll give you that for $3.99." I go, "So, I'll take it for that." Like, "All right."
Yeah. Well, here, they don't stick to the price.
Right? No, no place
Like
really sticks.
my place will it'll do it all like the glass price, which is like the cheapest one on the chart, and they just get like. And I walked up and like usually like books or like soft cover is 25 cents, hardcover is 50 cents, and I walk up there with the stack of Goosebumps books that I found. And she's like, "Oh, well, that's a collection, right?" I'm like, "Well, they were all the same bin, yeah." Like she's like, "Okay, it's $1 for all of them." I was like, "Okay, I'll take it." And yeah, I went and
And
sold
that's
it
so
for
dumb because I went to the bins in Waco, Texas, and they had all these Harlequin books, which I mean, it's not really a bolo, but if you can get a bunch of them, you can,
Yeah.
sell them in a lot, for $60, $70, whatever. And so I was like, "Hey, can you guys do a deal on these?" She goes, "They're $1 a book." I go, "Oh my God, a book?" I go, "Do you realize these cost like $2.78 at Walmart in the day?" And they're like, "Okay, well, let's see what we can do." And at the end of the like I kept trying to get them to give me a deal. I go, "No one's going to buy these. Do you want them to go to the landfill or do you want them to come home with me? Like pick smart." And they're like, "Okay, $15 for all of them." I'm like, "No. No." I'm like, "I'm not doing that." And so I put them all back.
Yeah.
And I mean, it was a longer process than all this because they actually came into my cart twice because they're like, "Okay, we'll work with you." And so I gathered them all up again. Like it was a long process. And then at the end, this lady that works there, she comes up to me, she goes, "They are never good to people here." Like she was like, "Those are gonna go in the trash." She was so pissed. She's like, "I can't believe they can't give you a deal." And that pisses me off because You do?
Hmm.
Halfway to a lot I can sell. What do you are you trying to collect everyone? You don't even have to. You can just lot them up though. And the only reason like that's not what I look for, but they were there and I'm like, well, I could
Well,
save them.
it just doesn't. And to me, like, yeah, like how you're saying, like it's gonna go to the landfill. Like it gets destroyed. It doesn't matter.
Right.
I feel like they should just give
They
you a
should
deal on it
be
to get rid
giving
of
them
it.
away.
Like that's. I think that's. And I
Yeah.
don't understand why. Like there isn't a consistent way of the way the
Right.
bins do it.
Because I think at my bins here, I think they're, are they 5 cents? I don't know. They're like, there's something. It's a better deal, like where you, or four for $1, I think is what it is. And I think they would probably work with you if you're like, hey, listen. But
Yeah,
that kind of sucks too, because it makes you want to get 4 books if you're getting books. And
you want to get
find
more.
2, you're like, I gotta find 2 more, damn it.
Yeah, like, I walk out of there with like a cart full of stuff that I really don't need. But
That's the problem with the bins. I don't
Mhm.
I cannot. I don't have a choice. I cannot come home with stupid shit like that. And I know me. I'm like, "Oh, it's only $1. I can get
I
20."
can totally do something with this. Yeah, I'm the same exact way, and like now I'm like, no, I don't need this. I don't have room for this.
Yeah.
We went like last weekend, and we got like a cart full of stuff, and just like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, but I feel if I sell this one item, it pays for everything here. It'll be
Mhm.
fine. Like,
Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't my first time going to the bins, but it's my first time going in a long while. And they had all these Audi car mats for an Audi.
Wow.
And I'm like, oh, I've sold these before. Fast. I get them home. They sat there forever. They're dirty from the bin, so they had to be vacuumed. So I made my son vacuum them. Then I had to mash them all up because I'm talking. I got like 20 pieces,
Oh wow.
so it wasn't just for one car. So then I had to go through the numbers and restart. I'm like, oh hell no, this isn't happening. So they all went on my yard sale the next week. I was like, okay, lesson learned. Lesson learned.
You just get so excited about it. Like I know that I can sell this.
I know. And I got all this gift wrap that was the dumbest purchase. I actually sold the Christmas gift wrap last week, but I'm like, okay, lesson learned on that too. See, the bins is a learning process, really.
Well, yeah.
What did you, wait. What is that?
Like this is a whole.
What?
No, like these are like vintage Ninja Turtle like glasses.
Excellent.
It's just like I don't need these, but they're
You
vintage.
do. You need a Ninja Turtle.
I don't want them going in like I don't want them going in the landfill. Like
I know.
like this bag itself and like everything that's in here is from the bins. Like I just
Okay, wait. Let's show more. There's more. I want to see.
Let's see what's in my bag.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. This is like cool stuff to me too because it's like it was vintage. Like so it's like old school.
Yeah.
Like
that's
vintage.
cute. I would have bought that for sure.
Yeah, but it's like
let's listen to it right now.
Yeah, do it right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm trying to see what else I got in here. It's a lot of like toy stuff that I found, but it's like like Gonzo and Yogi Bear.
Oh, yeah. So I need to stay away from stuff like that because
or like this is a piece of G.I. Joe like vehicle. It's vintage. Like I know somebody will buy it because it's a part. Like it's
okay, but that's not such an easy sale. I mean, I had one of those, a different part, but I was like, it took forever.
Do I need a Little Mermaid comb? No, I don't. But it's from 1991. Like,
oh,
yeah. Do I need a
wow.
Do I need this? No, I don't need this.
It matches your tattoo. You do.
I found the mask that matches it too. So, but they're
really,
both, yeah. They're all like 1991 kind of stuff. So it's
so going back. Like, what's your limit? Do you have a limit on what you'll list? Like, what was your lowest price?
I mean, it's hard for me to say because I sold it's a Dick Tracy. It's like a plastic wallet. I don't know exactly what it went to. It could have been like a game because there's like play money that was like in it. But I'm like, I'll grab it because it's cool. It's Dick Tracy.
Yeah.
And I listed it and I sold it for $8. like I paid a couple pennies for it, and so I made money off of it.
I know.
That's it's
if it sells fast, I mean, I'm
Yeah.
fine with stuff like that, but I don't want to sit on stuff that is low. How far are you from Lancaster, Ben's?
Oh, Lancaster's only like an hour away.
Mm.
I want the Gonzo. Okay. Send me a message.
Oh.
I think
Hey, Robin.
But yeah, it's just I don't know. I think I'm finally figuring out what my limit is, and I think you have to hit your limit in order to know what it is. But yeah, it's now like, okay, I have so much crap. I have so much tiny pieces that like for a long time I said, oh, I'll just lot these up and I'll do this. And I'm like, okay, I need to stop doing that.
Well, they encourage you to get more too, because it's cheaper if you get like 75 pounds. It's $1 a pound. So it can really be cheaper to put more in your cart. There's a cutoff. I haven't done the math, but there's a certain point you're going to pay more. Like you're going to save a lot more if you. So I think when Danica and I went and they told us this, we're like, we got to put our carts together. And the lady was so cool. She's like, I'm going to weigh your cart separate and I'm going to charge you that cost for 75 pounds. But you're going to pay for you and you're going to pay for you. Like this lady's the most badass chick that works at the bins. And she's just so fun too. Like, you girl, you didn't find anything? What? I go, I'm just going out to make a phone call. I'll be right back. Okay. I got my cart
you didn't find enough.
I found stuff. Don't worry. Okay.
Yeah, jackass. If it's small and you can sit on it, yes, it makes more sense. And that's the thing. Like I think with toys, when you sit there and ask me what my limit is, I think they're so small and it's not taking up a ton of space. Like I'm okay with sitting on it for a little while.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know. I've already made. I already paid off what I paid this past weekend for at the bins. It was $37 for a whole cart full of stuff. And the Polly Pocket that I sold, that paid for that.
Right.
So yeah, I've already made $75 off of other things that I've sold. So it makes sense to me.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah. But yeah, then I have other things.
Well, they're easy. They're just so easy. I mean, like I took a picture of a car the other day and I'm just like, it's like literally 4 pictures. I did it right here. I never photographed down here. I photograph upstairs. And it's like, I can photograph that kind of stuff here. It's fine.
It's when you have more than a storage unit. Yeah. I haven't hit that point yet.
Yeah. Okay. So the bins that you had, like your small death pile, what's your plan? You just hang on to it, or are you tackling it and sourcing? Or are you holding sourcing?
I think right now, because this is my first year really like reselling, and so that's also another learning point of like, okay, what's the flow of each quarter, and knowing that it's Q4, but it's also we're getting into the colder season. I'm not gonna have yard sales because that was also another big thing over the summer where I got a lot of stuff from, and I knew that was part of the reason why I also have a death pile.
Yeah.
But so knowing that, then I'm not going to be going to the thrift store as often. And so it's kind of like,
okay, that makes sense.
I can kind of feed off of my death pile for a while if I really need to, or if a snowstorm hits, like we're shut down for a week.
It's not a good feeling. Like I went through the pandemic with nothing. Like I get the death pile. I just can't mentally handle it. So, I mean,
it gives me anxiety now too. It's also like figuring out a balance of like, I don't want this crap piling up in my living room. It's a matter of like actually having a designated spot for it. Even if it is a death pile, like I need somewhere to put it because I can't live with it just hanging out. Like,
what is your workroom? Like, is that your like?
So this is like this.
Is it a dining room?
No, this is actually. So I live in an older farmhouse. It was built back in like the 20s, I think. So it's pretty much like 100 years old.
Cool.
And this back room area used to be I would do like all my art stuff back here, so that's what I would used to do, and then it just slowly converted it into.
Technically, was it a bedroom? Was it a office, or what was it meant to be?
I honestly don't really know what to call this room because it was just an extra room. It's an addition to the house. The below me is Mike's office, there's like a fireplace in there, but that's his office down there, and so this is just an extra room, and you have to walk through my son's room in order to get into here. But there's like, there's also like a little Harry Potter staircase that's hidden back over here to get up here.
Are you a Harry Potter fan?
I like it. I mean, I know enough about it.
I love Harry Potter. Like every year, this time of year, we watch as a family all of them in sequence, right? We just do. We have forever. And so we watched last night was the Half-Blood Prince. Like that's how far in we are now. But I just never get tired of it. I love it.
Well, I think it's a movie series that think that you can watch over and over again. I mean, it's up there. I think to me, it's like
I still catch things that I was like, oh, I didn't even know. It's crazy.
Yeah, you watch it.
To me, it's a Christmas movie. You know, the first one started out at Christmas time. You know, it had a Christmas vibe to parts of it, so it was like it was just what we do at Christmas time.
New Baby on the Way edition in the 20s. Yes.
Yes.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, like I don't know. I remember when the first Harry Potter movie came out. It was before I moved up here. And so that was like, and I was like a mall rat. So I lived at the movie theater, and I remember it coming out and just thinking how crazy different it was from anything else that I'd seen.
Yeah, it was mind blowing. I still love it. Like I like the earlier movies the best, just because they're so cute, and it was so.
Well, it gets darker. It's
like, and I don't mind the darkness of it, but it's like I forget which one it was the other night. I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm gonna go work upstairs. I'm like, they're like, you're halfway done. By the end of the movie, like no one was sitting on the couch at the end of the movie. That's we cool. All just. Well,
like, and I didn't have. It was funny because I didn't have a favorite character, and I think until like Luna showed up, that was like she's like my favorite because she's the oddball. So yeah, I'm always attracted.
I think for Hermione, I just think her character is so great. Okay, so what are you? What house are you? You've surely done the test. Have you not done the test?
I have never done the test.
Go online, Google what house am I in. I don't remember the name of the site, and answer all the questions. It'll take you a while probably, so you don't have to do it here unless you want to. We could do it together. I'm a Hufflepuff.
I can see you being a Hufflepuff. I feel like I'd be like Ravenclaw or maybe a Slytherin. I don't know. Maybe let's see.
What do you think Krillin is?
Oh, I don't know.
He's very caring. He's probably a Hufflepuff too.
Yeah, so I'd probably put him in that house.
Yeah.
Discover your Hogwarts house.
Is that dumb? I can't. I think my daughter told me to do it. I was sick on the couch. This was a couple of years ago. She's like, I want to do something, but I can't move. She goes, well, figure out what house you're in Harry Potter. And I said, like, okay.
Oh, yeah. It says that Luna is a Ravenclaw.
Ah, yeah. I bet you are.
I feel like that's where I would fall at. Honestly.
I don't even remember the questions. They're pretty in depth, though. Like, really.
Well, did you see that there's a whole show now, like based on the Harry Potter trivia? Like, it's gosh, I have to go find it. I'm gonna look it up now because like there's a whole like new show like just came out within like the last couple of weeks. It's like, just all Harry Potter like hardcore fans.
I mean, okay, here's the thing. I love it, but I'm not that hardcore fan that can like tell you exactly everything that I'm still can't explain the movie. I'm like, I just enjoy it on. Half the time I'm listing while I'm watching it or I'm cross-posting, it's like, I'm not that diehard, but I do love it.
Yeah.
It is a tradition.
Let's see. Yeah, it's Harry Potter Hogwarts Tournament of Houses. What it's called. Yeah, it looks like in-depth like questions like this. It's probably like the crap that you notice like the fifth time that you watch something. Yeah, or like if you read all the books like 5 times, like
right,
like that.
Am I paused? I don't even know. I think our internet sucks. I don't know. I don't know. All right, I'm done.
Just like, all right, I'm out, guys. Bye.
It's time to list. That was pretty brave of you, literally, because when I said, let's go live. And you're like, there's a lot of people. And I'm like,
there's a lot of people on right now. I don't know.
Yeah, I like that. No, I am not in the Slytherin. I am definitely a Hufflepuff. I'm way sweeter than you think I am, Glock. I just play a meanie on TV.
No, we can end live and go actually list things.
Okay. I really do need to list. Like, I've really bad lately.
All right, y'all. Well, we're gonna end it here.
How long have we been on?
Just over 2.
Oh, that's a long time.
You're like, it doesn't have to be a long time. We can just go on real quick.
Yes. All right. Bye, guys.
Night, guys. Talk to you later.
Oh, he said the name. Don't say the name.
No. All right, this is where we end it. Peace out, guys.